Former Redskins running back and Hall of Famer John Riggins shared his thoughts on Dak and Zeke ahead of the Cowboys-Redskins battle this Sunday. Riggins says that Dak, may be growing this year, but Riggins also thinks that Zeke is Dak's, quote, safety blanket, which allows Dak to play better than he actually is. Dak coming off a 400-yard, 4-touchdown game. However, Zeke says he's now ready to get more involved in this offense. Shannon, do you expect Zeke to become the focal point of the Cowboys offense?
I just happen to agree with John Riggins, but we'll talk about that a little later. I do, Skip. I do believe he'll become a little more involved in this offense. He had 13 carries, and those 13 carries transpired over the first 3 quarters of the ball game. The game kind of dictated that we don't need to see any more. Zeke is out of hand, so let's save him. Let's rest him up. I can see a scenario where Zeke probably gets 6 carries in the first drive, especially if it's one of those patented drive that you loved the Dak, and he's just had so many of those 75-yard, 13-play drives that ends with the ball at the end.
3 of them last Sunday.
The Giants are a bad team.
93 yards in 13 plays.
I believe they eased Zeke into it last week. Look, let's see. I mean, we might need him, we might not. But if we don't, let's not just overwork him and run the risk of getting an injury. So I believe that they'll lean on him a little more this week. I think teams are going to make Dak do what he did last week more before they say, you know what, okay, we believe this guy can do it. We need to back off and play coverage. And if Zeke ends up with 100-plus yards, so be it. But if I'm Washington, I'm going to need to see it again. I'm going to need to see it again, Skip. I'm going to see it again. If he can do it again, I think what the really good one can do it, they can do it more times than not. And what makes Brady and Rodgers and Breeze, those guys special, is that they've done it for an extended period of time. Now, Dak had an unbelievable game. I won't short him that. He played unbelievable, even though it was against a bad team. He was throwing to wide open receivers. I think I could have got about 14 completions.
Janoris Jenkins, Jabril Peppers.
Stop.
Alec Ogletree, Dexter Lawrence. I don't know. Boy, there's some pretty good players out there for the Giants.
Jabril Pepper was playing like Sergeant Pepper. You know that, right?
Well, that means he was all-time great.
No.
Because that was breakthrough, man.
Yeah, breakthrough album. He played like an album. He was stiff. But anyway, I think, Skip, the thing is that if I'm Washington, I'm going to make Dak prove it again. I'm going to make him prove that he can throw for 400 yards and 3-4 touchdowns. And I think that's what you're going to see moving forward. And if he can continue to do that, well, Zeke is about to have him. But Zeke's going to have him. Skip, you don't pay a guy the kind of money that they pay Zeke to have him have 13 carries and for him to be a decoy. Because a lot of that was decoy because they were play actioning. This week, that play action, the ball's going to actually be in his belly.
By the way, just for the record, a year ago in Washington, or at Washington, Zeke didn't exactly run wild. He actually ran mild that day because he went 15 carries for 33 yards and a 2017 loss. So just for the record, he wasn't exactly carrying the team last year when they fell to 3-5 over the first 8 games.
Because your quarterback, what'd your quarterback do?
He had no number 1 receiver. And when he got Amari Cooper, he went like this, and he's still going like this.
What the really good ones can make an average receiver a number 1. That's what the really good ones can do.
Really?
Because you believe Mike Thomas, so you believe Mike Thomas would be Mike Thomas. The Mike Thomas, is that his name? Michael Thomas in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Would he be that without Drew? Drew took that. Would Julian Edelman be what he is without Tom Brady?
No, you got
Brady did that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I do.
But you're talking about the greatest quarterback ever.
Oh, there you go.
Shannon, what's about to happen is, and I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings because you're going to have a long, hard football season, but your tired, old argument that this is Zeke's team. He's the driving force of the Dallas Cowboys. They go as Zeke goes. That's just going right out the window. What's going to happen is this is going to be Dak and Zeke's team. This is going to be a classically and explosively balanced attack.
I hope so.
It'll be just like it was against the Giants, 32 passes to 30 runs, except the 32 passes will no longer be Dink and Dak. They'll be bombs away. They'll be flying circus. They'll be Kellen Moore unleashing the passing attack in ways you haven't seen it because the quarterback has been kept under wraps by Scott Linehan in the past. Yeah.
Hold on. A guy that
Did I
helped.
not tell you all off season? Look out. It's coming. Kellen Moore.
So I'm going to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. The guy that helped Dak win Offensive Rookie of the Year and win 2 NFC East titles kept them under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in other words,
you haven't seen the best stuff. You got to see the first flash on Sunday.
But Skip, this was a progression. So you expected that?
Scott Linehan was on your side. We go as Zeke goes. So they were going to establish Zeke at all costs. In some games, such as that one at Washington, they never quite got it established.
So let me ask you a question. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, Scott Linehan is not the offensive coordinator in 2016, and he has this high-flying aerial attack that the offense is going to go through Dak. Do you think Dak they win those NFC East titles? Do you think we see what we see right now?
My quarterback rose above the coordinator for 2 years, 2 full years, and won the NFC East twice in 3 tries. And again, Zeke had a lot to do with it, but it's gone from sort of 75-25 to 51-49 quarterback. That's what you're going to see, because the passing attack is going to look all different, because it's going to have more impact. It's not dinking and dacking. Remember, for the first 8 games last year, Zeke was the #1 targeted receiver.
Yeah,
okay.
what did I tell you?
Yeah.
He was dinking and dacking.
All of a sudden, it's Michael Gallup, and it's Randall Cobb, and then it's Amari Cooper. Here we go. Look out.
And then guess what? And who was the #1 rusher in the NFL in those first 8 games?
Mm-hmm.
One, Ezekiel Elliott.
Was he the #1? I don't even know. How did he get away with the 33 yards at Washington? That didn't do him a lot of good.
Yeah, but then he come back with 150 when he put that thing on Detroit.
Yep.
Yeah, in Philly. You remember that, Skip Bayless?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to see. You want to see. This is what I'm noticing about you. You want to just like, Zeke, he had an okay day, but Dak had a monster. Just give Dak all the credit. No.
What do I tell you all the time? I'm the one who says Zeke's the best running back in football. You say, no, it's Saquon. Well, which argument? Where are you going? Which side of mouth? Which is it?
Saquon is.
I've been right where I am. The quarterback. I got quarterback, running back, and receiver. We got the new triplets.
So I'm just. Okay, let me make sure I'm
coming, Shannon. You can't stop.
Make sure I'm hearing you correctly.
It's okay.
Because I said Zeke is not the best running back. Mm-hmm. Does that mean that the offense doesn't flow through him? No. Is right? He cannot be the best running back, and still the offense has most flow through him.
What have I already predicted? The Dallas Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. How do you get to the Super Bowl? You need the best rusher in pro football, and you need one of the best passers in pro football, and you need balanced attack. Emphasize attack. It will be the Dak-Zeke attack, but it's going to look all different than it looked before. They're not going to grind it out and rely on the defense to make a play. They're going to establish the tempo right out of the box.
Well, we'll see. All that's fine and good. So I won't get an opportunity. We won't get an opportunity, Jen, for the first 3 weeks to see what this Cowboys offense is really about. They got Washington this week, and then they play at home Miami. So talk to me in 2 weeks when they play New Orleans. Then you can talk to me about what's going to transpire.
So you're suggesting this will be a cakewalk at Washington?
Yes.
Okay, then give me 13 and I will take the Redskins.
How about this here?
I will.
I'm talking about an old cupcake. I ain't talking about a cake cupcake.
Okay.
Easy.
Well, give me 13.
You don't get.
I'm serious. Put your due where your mouth is.
When kids have a little, young kids have a birthday party, they don't give them cake, they give them cupcakes. Little minis or the big one. Yeah. So this is what it's.
Diet Dew goes great with cupcakes.
No, so Diet Dew don't go with anything.
Yeah, it does.
No, it does not.
Tastes great.
You don't drink? Do you drink Diet Dew with your meals?
No, I have one a day right before this show.
Exactly. That's what you need.
Because that's the breakfast of champions, the nectar of the gods.
I got him up and he drank it, but see, he tell 1 a day, but he don't tell you it's a 2 liter. I make him drink 2 liter in the morning. 2 liter.
Yeah. Creative work.
Yeah, I make him drink a 2 liter.
We won't tell the folks out there what somebody has before the show.
But that's not a here nor this. Ain't nobody asked that. Ain't nobody ask you what I have be drinking for breakfast.
Well, I know somebody
the breakfast of champions
who knows some great secrets about Skip. Shannon and I have been waiting for this all morning long. Skip's wife, Ernestine, is in the building, and she's joining us here on set.